My name's Joanna Lazaris. Lazaris is my surname, and it was given to me because my great-great-granddad, he woke up at his funeral. It was ingrained in me from a very young girl to help people rise during adversity. It was part of my mission. My mum and dad both come from very traumatic backgrounds, Greek, Irish and Ukrainian. It was part of my soul's mission when I came here that I believe I chose my parents to help them through their trauma bonding and help them come back to love. And often we become the person our parents needed the most to give the world, to give others the person that we needed, or our parents needed. So my story I want to share with you, it's very profound. It's the reason why I do the work that I do. And I saw my parents, who I loved very, very dearly, not able to heal their generational trauma, of war trauma, of abuse, of all these things which really shaped their relationship, is how they bonded. And I am the oldest of three girls, and my sister, a year younger than me, was also extremely sensitive, deeply empathic, and I recently lost my sister. And when I think of Jesus being crucified, I feel like my sister crucified herself. She sacrificed herself for others to her own detriment. And metaphorically and symbolically, that is actually what happened to her, and how she manifested her death, how she chose her death to be a one of self-sacrifice. So I want you, if you're listening to this, if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling like you don't want to be here, I want you to know that you are not alone. I think more people feel like not being here, like not wanting to exist in some shape or form than you know. So I want you to know that you are not alone, that we all have dark thoughts, but a thought is just a thought. And anytime you love that thought, it can change. My method is always to love it all. And the more I connected to the love, divine light, the purity within me, the more I've been able to overcome any darkness. And there is light and there is dark. And you, my love, are pure light. If you are here, if you found this message today, it's because you needed to hear this. It's because that you are loved, that you are light, that you are loved, and that you are needed here. Sacrificing yourself and harming yourself will not help anyone, and it most definitely will not help you. My surname being Lazaris is very symbolic, because I believe, and my mission here on earth, as I would say, is to remind you that we rise up like Jesus rose again, today being Good Friday, to remind you, by saving one another. We don't rise up alone. We don't learn love by sitting in a cold, dark room. And if you're like me, that comes from a very traumatic background where, you may have experienced different trauma and abuse, whether or not that was all of the abuses and trauma, from being hit, from sexual abuse, from all these different things that are collectively coming up now in the collective to be healed. I want you to know that you are still lovable, that you are not what's happened to you, and that you deserve to love, cherish, and honor you. Them wedding vows you need to say to you. It's not about getting it from someone else. Coming home to you, but also knowing that we do rise by being there for one another, by sharing our story, by giving others hope. My sister was called Joanna. And that song, Give Me Hope, Joanna, we used to run around and we used to sing. We used to sing that together. That song, that story, that the surname, even Lazarus Rising, we used to have a joke around it when we were young. And we both wanted to be blue coats and performers and perform and sing and help others. And she loved her comedy to help others. But Joanna stayed in the family system. She absorbed everyone's pain. She wanted to deeply know everyone in the family. She wanted to look after everyone, but she didn't look after herself. By not looking after yourself and things and events that happen, you can get post-traumatic stress disorder, right? You can get trauma come down through your DNA. If you're a very sensitive soul and your mum's not nurturing and your mum doesn't pick you up and cuddle you, it's a wound that's very hard to heal. I witnessed this with my sister. I remember her grabbing my mum's legs because she wanted a cuddle. My mum wouldn't cuddle her. My mum would walk around the kitchen and she'd be holding onto my mum's legs. I remember that sensitivity. I remember I had more resilience. I could deal with the rejection more. I was able to do that. And from a young age, she wasn't able. And I was always there to help my sister. But there came a time where I went through my own divorce and my own crucifixion, where I walked away from what seemed to be like a perfect marriage, where I was deeply unhappy. And everyone in my family just didn't understand it. They didn't get it. Family members were turned against me. I was alone. I didn't get vaccinated. And whether or not you got vaccinated or didn't get vaccinated, people didn't want to see me. I was isolated. That was the crucifixion. The crucifixion probably has happened much more, many more times, for a longer period than I would ever be able to endure, when many people would ever be able to endure. And sometimes during that darkness, it's like, what's the point? Why am I here? There is always a point. Even if you smile at one person, that's enough. But my sister's story was different. She couldn't love and forgive herself. I went away from the family system and worked on myself, and she didn't. She stayed, she overgave, she overloved, she overhelped, to the point it drained her. And I would say, Joanna, be selfish, have time away, don't be around family. The ways that you heal, if you're going through extreme adversity, if you feel like you're alone, the ways that you heal this is be selfish, have time alone, step away, put yourself first. So going through this time of like seeing what's gone on with my sister, unfortunately, when you're at a vibrational frequency, only other people at that frequency will be your match. So you'll be matching at similar people on your frequency. You need to find somebody on a different frequency, which I mean by that, if you're going through a time where you feel fragile or like your soul's disintegrated in some way, like different parts of you are elsewhere, you need to reclaim them back to you, but you need to find someone that's very stable, that's very secure, that's very, someone like that needs to come into your reality to pull you up. And if you find just one person like that, you go to them for advice. They do not judge you. They love all of you. They do not diagnose you. They do not say, do this or get a job or do that. Because ultimately, healing doesn't happen in the doing and the structure and the masculine. Healing happens in the feminine, which is the nurture, which is the love, which is the being, which is the non-talking. So, my sister's journey was to speak to people within my family which were not as supportive and kind and loving, and were giving her all these answers, telling her to do this and be this, not being very kind to her. But if she just had one person that she went to, that she could trust, that was calm and stable, that she felt like that, but she was confused. And when you go through them states, often you are confused. I want you to come back to yourself, even if it means sitting alone, even if it means going to a different country. I think of all of my times where I felt low, I wrote a book. I wrote a book on love and relationships to help men. I talk about suicide in that book. These were questions men were coming to me with, the masculine, the divine masculine, which so many of us are in, even women. These were questions that were coming to me with that they didn't know how to heal. They didn't know. And women were shaming them on topics. And these questions, I wanted to guide them divinely into what love really looks like, how women should be loving and nurturing, how they shouldn't have fear about these topics around love, sex and relationships, because ultimately some of these things made them not want to be here. And there was no one they could turn to. So I want you to know that it is scientifically proven that if you just have one person that says to you, you're okay, I love you, I don't judge you, I've got you, just one, you'll make it through these hard times. Sometimes you might not have one person. Go and find them, go to good places, maybe even church, right? Find kind people in their hearts and souls, that do not judge you, that do not diagnose you. And you can believe whatever you want. I believe that when it comes to trauma, it can manifest in many different ways. And a lot of the diagnoses out there are just unhealed trauma. How do you unheal trauma? You calm your nervous system. And this is what I do through meditations, through bringing you back to your body. And this is what I will be giving you on this channel to bring you home to you. Do not believe the hype. You can come home to you. I'm proof that you can. I've been through every type of trauma, from being hit as a kid, from being betrayed like Jesus was, and actually envisioning, I've seen the betrayal happen before. So very much Jesus' story, I resonate. I've been able to see the betrayal before it's happened and almost feel like I've been crucified by seeing what's going on around me. So why does this happen? Why does this happen to individuals? Often there's a family system and there's unwritten contracts in this family system that we must do. We don't even realise it. So for me, I was the caregiver, the overgiver, the helper, a very good girl. And I say good girls in brackets, but the good girl is a paradigm we have to break. It's not about being good, it's about being real, it's about being authentic, and it's about being true. The good girl gets you nowhere. And yes, be true to you, but don't betray yourself. The good girl often betrays herself to get love. If I'm that good, they'll be loved. If I do X, Y, and Z, if I cook and clean, I'll have the husband and I'll do this. And I play this character. But what about you just being you? So I encourage you to step out of roles. But when you step out of roles, do know that you will be a change breaker. Perhaps you will be the first entrepreneur. Perhaps you will be the first millionaire in your family. But you will have backlash. You will be crucified. You will be hung. And that also is okay. It's okay if you understand that it's a movie. So everyone's running on their movie of the family. You've got your dad's side of the family, your mum's side of the family. It's like a movie. The movies come together. That stays stored in your absolute DNA. And the only way we rewrite the movie is if we understand that they're running in that movie and I'm not part of that movie. So what in essence happens is when you walk away from the movie, for example, I was married and I walked away from that role of trying to look after everyone and then understanding to myself, like, oh my gosh, I'm looking after everyone. Everyone's miserable, everyone's unhappy. Oh, my parents were both depressed. My dad nearly died when I was young. So I'm like in the same movie as what I grew up in. And I was like, I have to get out of this movie, right? I have to. So I started doing what I loved, acting, motivational speaking, coaching. This is over 10 years ago. And the movie didn't like it. The system didn't like it. How dare you? How dare you change? How dare you put yourself first? Now, this wasn't being said, but energetically it was being felt. And in these movies, there will be stand-ins. Someone will be there to replace you. It's energetically what happens. There'll be another cast member ready to be your stand-in. And that's just what happens because the system, the movie wants to be complete. So sometimes it will feel like the movie's over there and you're out of the movie and you're like, oh my gosh. And that can go on for years. I have been in that for years. But that's because you're meant to create a new movie. You're meant to create a new story and you're meant to rise. If it gives you hope, think of Jesus' story, how he was a pure, gorgeous soul that did sacrifice himself, but then rose again. At the moment, collectively, we're seeing this story play out. And it's a time for you to remember that you are loved. My sister, unfortunately, was not around the right people at the time. She didn't have me close to her, and she had too many outside influences, too many noises. She wasn't looking after herself, her vessel, her body. And she met the wrong people. She let the wrong people in. She actually met a man called Damien. Now, I would say that love and relationships are the main things which will either rise you up or they will lower you. Be very careful and very discerning who you let in your reality. And watch their actions, not their words. Damien, now your name is very significant. My name's Joanna Lazaris. Lazarus is about rising, Marina is about rebirth and water. My name's significant. You're given your name for a reason. I'm not saying everyone's that's given the name Damien is associated with the devil. But what I would say is watch someone's name, look at their name. He came into my sister's life very fast and strong. He lied to her about many things. And because of this story about how she was looking for love outside of herself, she was looking to be loved, she opened herself up to darkness. And this is why some of the old traditions are very profound. You have to understand somebody's family before you get involved with them. You have to really understand energetically who somebody is, because the old traditions are there for a reason. Who are you inviting into your world, into your reality, into your energy system, can ultimately be the end of you. If you are very vulnerable and fragile, don't go on a dating app, maybe. Be careful, be discerning, have friends look out for you, have people look out for you. Choose carefully who you let in your reality. So how do you overcome all this? How do you overcome a time where you feel like perhaps you don't want to be here, perhaps you're suicidal, and I know what that's like. When your family and friends have turned against you, perhaps you've come out of a relationship, perhaps you're going through a divorce, perhaps someone's even died and you feel like you're in darkness, you're in despair. I would say move towards what lights you up. Exercise. There's nothing like exercising. For me, I had to channel a lot of my anger and fire, because I've always had quite a lot of fire and anger because it was what wasn't felt in my system. Actually, to be fair, it was how I was brought up. I was brought up with a lot of violence, but I get that, and I'm like, boxing really helps me. So I'd say get out there, do some punching, get out that anger. If you're angry at people, you do it. You go out there, you punch, you imagine. You're not bad for doing it, but you need to release your emotions. So you go and you release some emotions. So for me, boxing and praying works well. So it's that duality, right? You have to integrate your darkness and your light. Without light, there is no darkness. Without darkness, there's no light. We need to integrate our shadow, our darkness as well, and see what's the benefit of the no? What's the benefit of the boxing? What's the benefit of this? Well, it protects you. And if you've got a healthy no, you've got a healthy yes. You need the boundaries, right? You need that strength. So to get out of adversity, I'd say pick one person that you trust that will message you every day. Say, look, I'm going through X, Y, and Z. I need you to message me good morning in the morning, right? Pick one person that you really trust. Tell them, don't tell me to fix this. Don't give me solutions. Don't tell me, go and get a job. Don't do X, Y, and Z. Don't laugh at my problems. Just be there. Don't be quiet. Don't say anything. Just listen to me and just give me love. That's all I want. And don't say anything. Just hold me energetically. Just be. And if you're a person being there for someone else in this situation, all you have to do is hold them and go, don't be scared if someone's died. Don't be scared if somebody's going through a hard time. Just sit next to them. Just call them. Perhaps you don't have money to give them. Okay, you don't have money to give them. Perhaps you don't have resources. Call them every day. Be with them. Go and sit next to them. Your presence, your energy will change their life. But don't give them solutions. Nobody wants your solutions. Nobody wants your solutions. They're your solutions and they're not their solutions. And when you process coach someone, which is a deep emotional work, which I'm trained in, which many coaches are not trained in, let me be clear, many coaches have not done the training. You just be with someone. You hold space. And if you don't know what to say, you say, what else is here? So find that safe person that demonstrates what I'm telling you. And you haven't got them, listen to videos from me. I'll be putting them on here. I'll be giving you meditations and hypnosis to bring you home to you. So find that one person that's going to be really, really and truly there for you. But in a way that's nurturing. That's the feminine, that's the healing. Then I would say, do something physical with your body because you'll release the right endorphins. Don't box yourself, don't diagnose yourself, don't do any of them things. Just come back to loving yourself. And your words create your reality. I am. What you say after I am creates your reality. I am lovable. I am strong. I am worthy. Your inner self-talk creates your reality. Connect to guiding light. If you can shut your eyes and connect to the pure divine light, to love, to Jesus even. Jesus is a good energy to connect to. Metaphorically, if you believe in Jesus or you're religious or not, it's not about that. It's just returning back to love. And love is remembering that part of the human journey is to walk through this earth, is to walk through it all and remember that you are divinely loved. And the human experience is you sign up to experience. It's not to be happy. Don't buy the Instagram bullshit. The goal of life is not to be happy. The goal of life is to live fully. You're going to experience love. You're going to experience loss. You're going to experience heartbreak. You're going to experience it all. And guess what? That is life. And the one that doesn't risk anything does not live. Live. Choose to live. If you can be quiet and if you can connect to anyone that's hurt you or any ancestors and almost visualize them and say to them, I love you and I release you and I live for you. It's very powerful just to shut your eyes and imagine that one person that's hurt you the most. Imagine them coming to you. Imagine embodied them, imagine them a time, space and time and go like, I love you. I release you. I leave what belongs to you with you. I leave the past with you. I leave everything, your journey with you. And I walk forward with love. And I live my life now for me and for you. I live my life now for me and for you. Remember to live. Whatever you've done in your life, and I've done it all. I've sold my property. I've invested all my money into personal development. I've traveled all around the world to do retreats, which I will bring you to. But I chose to live. I wrote a book to help men in love and relationships because I really, really resonated with the masculine. I saw my dad very much get emasculated growing up. He nearly died. He put everyone before himself. He worked 7 days a week. And I wanted to give men hope. So I wrote that book. Men Need Love Too, The Bible of Love, How to Stop Fucking Yourself Over and Start Making Love to Yourself, to Her, and to Life. I wrote that so you can remember who you are. I wrote that for you to actually come home to you and remember what script you're on. Because it is a script, my love. Everything you see is a script. Everything you watch is hypnotizing you. And my job is to de-hypnotize you. See, hypnosis really is just unhypnotizing you. Because every TV show you watch, every clip on social media you watch, everything's absolutely hypnotizing you. So I want you to come back home to you and remember this is just a script that you can change, you can flip anytime you want to flip and change it. And any time that you want to come off of that cross and rise again, remember you need one friend. And it is symbolic because Jesus' good friend was Lazarus. Lazarus rose from the dead, Jesus rose from the dead, and I'm here to help you rise again. I love you. You've got this. Let's rise together. You are not alone. We save one another. And we rise together. I love you.